Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back, everyone. This is going to be our video number 34 today. And continuing on the fi'l thulathi mujarrad that we've been doing for the past few videos. This is going to be the one, it says, I went ahead and wrote everything down because so that way we're saving a lot of time. We got our chart down. So we're still talking about fi'l thulathi mujarrad, meaning this is the verb that has a three root letter, and it's mujarrad, meaning that nothing else is added to it, so it's just as is. And then we have the new term here, naqis, meaning it's incomplete. So naqis means that something that is not complete. So what that means is that the last root letter is either waw or yas. Remember, if we talked about we talked about mud'af, where the last two letters it's the same. It's repeated like dal, dal, ra, ra, or mim, mim, whatever it is. So that's repeated. And then we had the mithal, where the the last I just make sure I have the first letter of the root word. It's going to be either waw or ya, like we did the words wahaba, wajada, waratha, waritha, actually. And then we worked on fi'l thulathi mujarrad ajwaf, where the middle of those three letters is either waw or ya. So, and on today's lesson, we're doing the same thing, but this is going to be the last letter of the verb is either waw or ya. And sometimes these wows, the yas are, I've mentioned before, they're what is the word? They're like naqis letters. So that what that means that sometimes they're in certain words they're dropped. You're not going to see them there anymore. So they're kind of interchangeable. Sometimes it's changed into alif, and then it turns out into wow or yeah, and you see it in the mudari version of it. But just kind of keep that in mind that sometimes if you see something that that doesn't sound right, well, what happened to this? Then know that maybe the wow is dropped or the yeah is dropped in the construction. All right, so let's go ahead and inshallah start on the first letter. Not the first letter, the first verb that we have. Again, these are words that are mentioned in the Quran many, many, many times. So the first one we have is, let me write it in a different color so not everything is black. And then we have the word tala, and I will also give you the root tala. So this is ta la wa. Tala yatlu. Yatlu. And then the amr becomes the command version and become utlu. Utlu. Okay, and then the fa'il becomes talin. Talin. And then the actual verb is tilawa. Tilawa. Okay, so of course this means recitation or recite, to recite, or recitation. And we've heard this tilawat of the Quran. Okay, the next verb we have is just going to point this out. So tala, this is a maldi, this is a past tense. Tala, that's how it will appear. And then you might read this in the Quran in this way. And I've always keep in mind that maybe there's something attached to it after this, or maybe there's something before it, but this is the actual verb, tala. And then in the mudari version, which is the present tense, becomes yatlu. So this is where we see the yeah is added because it becomes the mudari version, but then you see the original verb is ta la wa, like I have here, talawa. So that means this is the wow is appearing here in the mudari version. And then utlu, we talked in the past because anything that it falls in the command or the amr version, It usually ends in the sukoon that we've so far studied. But then here it has a haraka on it, meaning it has a dhamma on it. But there was something else after it that was dropped, and then it becomes utlu. So it stays in this form. Um, inshallah, not to get too tied or tangled in this, but just kind of keep. I'm just pointing little things here and there, so we kind of keep that in mind, inshallah, when we go forward. So, but know that there's reasons behind it, but this is why it's appearing this way. Excuse me. And then it talin. This is the fa'il version, the one who's actually doing. And then tilawa is the verb for recitation. Next verb I have is da'a. I'm gonna divide these. So let's just do this as well. And then we have another. Okay. So now they're all not running together. So we have the next word is da'a. And the root is the wa. Those are the root. Dal, ayn, and waw. Da'a, yad'u. So it falls on the same pattern. Yad'u. Okay. Ud'u. Ud'u. And then da'in. Da'in. And then it becomes du'a. Du'a. Du'a, of course, means to pray, to call, to pray, to call. Okay. Next verb we have is afa. Afa. And then again, ayn, thou, afal. Fa and waw, sorry. Okay. Afa, ya'fu. 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 Urfu. السكون. Urfu. Afin. And then afu. Sorry, it's afwa. Afu, actually. Afu. So this means to pardon, to forgive, to pardon, forgive. It means to cover. So there's all of that is there. And then the next word we have is, oh yeah, we can fit it in here. Yes, bara. So the root is ba, ghain, and ya, bara. Yabghi. Yabghi. Okay. Yabghi. This is cuts right here. Yabghi. Ibghi. باغ. And then this is باغ. Let me write this a little bit better because that's pretty bad. Okay. Okay. To means بغى يبغي to want, to seek. To want, to seek. Okay. And all right, let's just kind of go over it quickly, and then I will erase the board and come back with the rest of them. We only have a few more on this pattern. And one thing that I noticed here, and I'm pointing this out as well, because on the command version so far we have starting with oo, 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 and it's because the root is appearing as wow, so it becomes yatlu, utl, utlu, and then yadru, udru, and then ya'afu, u'afu. And then here, because we have the ya, and then there's going to be a kasra, so then we start on the Amr version. It's not going to start with ubghi. Then it starts with a kasra, hamza with a kasra, and then it becomes as ibghi. Okay. All right. Just wanted pointing that out. All right. So we have tala, yatlu, utlu, talin, tilawa, da'a, yad'u, ud'u, da'in, du'a, afa, ya'fu, u'fu, afin, afu, baghi, yabgha, yabghi, ibghi, baghin, and then baghi. All right. I will come back with a clean board, inshallah. The next word is jara. So this is jara. Yeah. Jara yajri. Okay. Jara yajri ijri. And then it's jarin. The reason this is taking two, it's like a double kasra, which we call a kasratain. It's because, so this is being it's compensating because something else was dropped here, and then this takes two kasra here. Okay, like in the other words that we did, talin, darin, afin, all of that. Okay, so jarin, and then jarayan. Jarayan. This means to flow, you know. Okay. We have the next, yeah, I already gave you the root, jaraya. And then the next word is same thing as this, but it's jaza. Jaza, yeah. Jaza yajzi. And ijzi. Then it's jazin. Jaza. Like we always say, jazakallah khairan. Okay, so this means to bless, to reward. To reward. Okay. All right, next we have qada. Qada. Root is qa, da. Yeah. Qada yaqdi. And then it's iqdi. Then it's qadin. Qada. Mm, okay. And this means to decree, to fulfill. Decree, fulfill. Okay. All right. Then we have one more word that's going to fit in here. We have kafa. Sorry, this is like I have a table underneath my arm. It's not letting my arm go further down, so that's why the writing becomes so crooked. So the root is kaf, fa, and ya. Kafa, yakfi. Yakfi. Ikfi. Mm-hmm. Ikfi. And then kafin. And then kifaya. Kifaya. This means to be a sufficient, suffice. To be enough. Kifaya. So that means all of that. All right, let's quickly go over them again. Jara, yajri, ijri, jarin, jarayan. Jaza, yajzi, ijzin, jazin, jaza. Qada, yaqdi, iqdi. Qadin, qada. Kafa, yakfi, ikfi, kafin, kifaya. All right, we'll be back with a clean board. Next word is hada. Root is hada, yeah. Hada is to guide. Hada yahdi. And then it's ihdi. Like when we say ihdina sirat. You know, we say that. Hadin. And then we have hadi, hadi. The sukun here. Hidayah. I think hidayah. Okay, so this means to guide. To guide or direct. As always, keep in mind, please, Arabic verbs, words are very deep. Each word has a lot of meanings, but usually, you know, we go with one more apparent meaning that it's, you know, we use always for certain things, like in this case, hada yahdi, meaning to guide and point. But then if you go deeper, then there are other meanings as well. Okay, and the same goes for with all of the words that we're studying here. The next one is khashiya. Khashaya. So root is kha, shin, and ya, and then it's khashiya. Yakhsha. Khashiya, yakhsha, yakhsha. Then khashin. And then khashiya. Khashiya. This means to have, to fear. Okay. We'll go with the apparent meaning. So another thing, this one, so far we've done everything that had a fatha. Like hada, we did kafa, qada, jara, afa, all of them were like that. And then this word is khashiya, so we have a kasra here. And then khashiya, yakhsha, the fatha goes on the top here. It's like it's flipping. So it goes khashiya and then becomes yakhsha. This is hada, then becomes yahdi. So this one takes a kasra, but then this one takes a fatha. And then of course in the amar, on the command version, here is ihdi. Here, because of how it's constructed here, then it takes a fatha. Ikhsha. It's not ikhshi, it's ikhsha. And then the fa'ila stays the same. Okay. Next word is radiya. Radiya, same pattern. Khashiya, radiya. Radiya, yarda. Yarda, irda. Irda. Radin. And then ridwan. Ridwan. Okay. This means to be satisfied, to be content. Content. Okay, meaning that radiyallahu anhum wa radu an. This radiya, to be satisfied with, to be happy with. Okay, and then the last word we have is, oh sorry, let me give the root. So it's ra, and it's wow. All right, ridwan. And then the last one is nasiya. Noon, sin, and then ya. Nasiya, yansa. Nasiya, yansa, insa. Just like this one, ikhsha, then it's insa. And then it's nasin. And then nisyan. Okay. This means to forget. to forget. Okay, and the word insan is taken from here, from this word nasiya, because human beings are forgetful. So that's one of the things about human beings. We're forgetful. So it comes from the word insan comes from this root letter. So the meaning it is to forget, nasiya yansa. All right, let's go over them quickly, inshallah, and then this will be it for this video, and then for this category of the naqis verbs. So we have hada, yahdi, ihdi, hadin, hadi, or hidayah. This is to guide and direct. Khashiya, yakhsha, ikhsha, khashin, khashiya. It means to fear. And then radiya, yarda, irda, radin, ridwan, to be pleased and happy with and content. And then nasiya, yansa, insa, nasin, nisyan is to meaning to forget. All right, in this category we've covered everything, and then on the next one we're going to be talking about, again, it's going to be the fi'l thulathi mujarrad, but with other changes in them, inshallah. Until next video, assalamu alaikum.